In 2012, Pastor Chris' ex-wife walked away from the marriage. They had 4 children. She walked away, accusing Pastor Chris of some kind of domestic violence, according to Daily Post. In 2019, Pastor Chris had an interview with City People where he mentioned that he prefers to stay single because he doesn't want any woman to come and start looking at his children as threat. So in order to protect his children, he preferred to stay single at that time. Recently, Pastor Chris became a very big interest in the social media space with a lot of scrutiny, of course, some that support him. Because a lady named Doris Ogala, which we all know, came out to accuse him of so many things. We will go into it. But this all started when a video of him proposing to another lady surfaced online. The new lady named Chioma Pearl Benedict. Doris Ogala is a Nollywood actress. So when Doris came out on social media crying, Pastor Chris cannot leave her, Pastor Chris cannot get married, Pastor Chris have promised her marriage, Pastor Chris have done this and done that. Of course, there will be an uproar. Social media ate it up. Online in-laws got their paper, got their shoes, put their suit on, and went to court. Some are defending, some are condemning, some are scrutinizing, some are bringing in facts, and some are making up stuff. When things go into social media, you can no longer control the narrative. Anybody can say whatever, but we will stay with the facts because everything we're going to say Doris said, we saw her say it in a video. She made it easy for us because she made videos. She didn't write to where you wonder, did she write that? Did she not write that? Apart from all the ranting, Pastor Chris Okafor wedded his bride yesterday, December 16th, 2025.
Place that in hell
for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives.
Until death do us part.
Until death do us part.
Their wedding was conducted by Pastor Ashimolowo. The wedding took place in Lagos and was well attended, with people from social circles and religious circles, reflecting the influence that Pastor Chris have built over the years. While this was going on, Doris have been busy granting interviews, interview with Parara News, interview with Daddy Freeze, and I think was intending to grant interview with a guy named D1, but they fell out, which is in the last video that I made. So instead, they started dragging each other. That interview never happened. But Doris have given an account from several sources of what happened. I think they met in a gas station, and of course he said hi, she said hello. From there, one thing turned to another. He introduced her to his parents. Everything was going well until the parents started pressuring Doris to get married. According to Doris, she eventually got married to this guy that has been bothering her for marriage. She succumbed and went into the marriage, but during the marriage, according to Doris, the man was not treating her well. It was a lot of chaos. And she's blamed this on the fact that she was still in love with Pastor Chris. So she wasn't doing, the bedroom dance with the husband. She would refuse him because her heart was still with Chris. So she didn't quite blame the husband for cheating on her. The husband would cheat on her, we get upset at her, we hit her, especially for refusing him. And they got so much that Pastor Chris told her to pack her bags and come out, that he will marry her. So she left the marriage, went back to Pastor Chris in Lagos, and they continued their shenanigans. Over the years, Pastor Chris have used her to do a lot of dirty works, even to do a favor to his friends, other pastors, other mega pastors. The likes of Omoto Fefeyin, there was so many of them that Doris mentioned, including Suleiman. The one that stood out most is a situation where Doris had to go and seduce a blogger that was dragging Pastor Chris's friend, Omoto Fefeyin, over a missing child in his establishment, in his church. If you guys remember that story, it was baby testimony. It was born by a crippled mother. They went there seeking for help, seeking for solution to their problem, seeking for life. But rather, her child got missing. She raised the alarm. She tried to make noise, but eventually she was silenced. The whole thing died down. Recently, Doris is telling us that she was responsible for that case disappearing. But she went and seduced the main blogger that was trying to expose it, got him to trust her, and got some evidence which she used somehow to confuse, muddle up the case, and eventually the case could not hold water. The things she gathered is what the pastor, Omotofefe, who is a friend to the boyfriend, Pastor Chris, used in court to win that case or to get away from that case. Till today, we still haven't found baby testimony. So if you remember that case, I think it may be about 3 years ago. It was very popular. Everybody was talking about it because the mother of the missing child was a cripple. So that made the case so much more sensational. Many people were interested in the case. Many people wanted to help her. But eventually, to no avail. Baby testimony was never found. I think she even ended up in jail. And then I think she came out. I don't remember how it happened, but the case was definitely muddled up. The fact is that baby testimony was never found. So, fast forward back to now. Doris is now telling us that she's responsible for that case going away. She said it herself. One of the things that she did with Pastor Chris. These are the ministry that they're running, seducing people, making cases go away, doing some dirty work on the ground. So she did a lot of things for Pastor Chris in the name of love. That is one thing I want to point out before I continue. Women, if your man, your husband, ever tells you to engage yourself in any form of intimacy with another person, in the name of love, in the name of helping him or moving the family forward, just know that he doesn't love you. Men are territorial. Look at the lions in the jungle, how they protect their territory. That is what happens. That is how men are wired. They protect theirs. There's something called healthy jealousy, not obsessive jealousy. No, that is different. But healthy jealousy is okay. If you see your woman maybe kissing another man and you don't react, something is off. So for the fact that he sent her to do this kind of job would have been the number one red flag. And Doris that I see, she's not a child. She's not a teenager. So there's certain things that I expect that she would have known. And if she doesn't know, you don't have colleagues, you don't have friends, you could have asked, how do you see this? How do you see that? But anyway, let's continue. So they continued their runs until when Doris needed money. According to Doris, she doesn't take money from this man. It was only one time that she asked him for money and there was like 300,000 because she needed it for surgery. At some point, Doris got pregnant but miscarried the baby. So when she asked this man for money, the man did not give it to her. She became upset because that job that she did for Omotofefe, and if you remember, he was supposed to pay heavily. I think it was 40-something million Naira, or I could be getting the numbers wrong, but it was a lot of money. So Doris now asked Chris, babe, I don't know if she said babe, but honey, whatever happened to the money your friend is supposed to pay me for the job I did? That one said that he didn't pay, don't mind him. And Doris now proceeded to contact him direct. I don't know if they talked or text or whatever the means was, but Omotofefe said, I've paid everything. So that is where problem started. Doris was like, how can you keep my money? That's why her first video didn't make sense, because she was saying, you must marry me at the same time you owe me money, at the same time you buyed my brother. Those statements don't mix together. But as time went on, when she started granting these interviews, talking more, the stories are adding up. It's making sense now. After that happened, Of course, I can imagine maybe their relationship was already beginning to shake or whatnot. But eventually, the tapes surfaced online of Chris Okafor proposing to another woman. And that is when all hell broke loose. That is when she made that first video crying that, who are you leaving me for? You said you will marry me. And then, who are you leaving me for? After all the sex, after all I did for you, after all you used me for, after all we have done together, you told me to leave my husband and now you want to marry? No, we will stay single together or you marry me. Online in-law, a lot of people were like, you're not ashamed of yourself, crazy woman. And some were like, how can you promise her marriage, make her leave her marriage and not marry her? Pastor Chris, that is such a bad thing. Opinions were divided. More than that, a lot of people are against both of them. It's like you're birds of the same feather. It's you people that know what you have been doing. Let you people should go and settle it. Don't disturb us. So that is how it all began. Now, there are a few things I want to say. Because Doris has made several videos. Chris has gotten married. She has made a video talking about the wife that is somebody that Chris Okafor actually RAP'd. She got pregnant, and in order to cover the pregnancy and cover the scandal, he decided to marry her.
Telling me, the man has done wedding, and look at his wife, blah blah blah. Like, you guys don't know anything. You guys don't know anything that is going on. That man raped that girl and got that girl pregnant. The mother of that girl, now the choir coordinator, they insisted that he had to marry the girl, else they would disgrace and expose him. You guys don't know what is going on. That girl is pregnant. That girl is pregnant. The mother is the coordinator, is a choir coordinator in that church. You guys don't know what is going on. That's a rape matter. He ran to marry that girl because he does not want to be exposed, because this one would choke him.
Is it true? We don't know. Is it a lie? We don't know. We're still here. We're just watching. But anyway, Doris have also made a video demanding that the only way she will allow Chris to get married is if Chris buys her a house. Doris is in the business of making demands. Even when she did that dirty job for Omotofefe, they bought her a car. So anyway, she's demanding a house. And this is what we're not sure if Doris understands. Doris is saying that she will get paid for all the sex, for everything she did for him and all that. Her lawyer is drawing up papers. All these things they were doing is consensual. They're both adults. Number two, how did you miss all the red flags? The fact that you believe this man will marry you is surprising. A man that sent you to go and seduce other men. A man that watched you get married to another man and told you to leave and you left. A man that one time you even yourself said that he was entangled with another Nollywood actress. You asked him, he denied it. He said they were throwing themselves at him. What do you think he would say before? That he was throwing himself at them? No, they're always throwing themselves at him. So Doris, you are not looking good. I would think you still want to get married. You still want to have a home. You need to start presenting yourself a little better. You did a lot, Doris. You did a lot. You all were in this dark circle, secrets, doings together. You have to start picking up the pieces. You have to make apologies when necessary. Your ex have come out to say that you were the one that pinned him down to marry you. And he was engaged to another lady that was supposed to be a banker. And you don't know what cried that lady have cried. It was two women, according to him, that you made him part ways with. So anyway, Doris, begin to make some changes in the way you're handling things. I think beyond this moment, because you seem to be very impulsive. Think beyond this moment. This guy is married, he's married. All your threats that he cannot marry, null and void. You chose to do all those things in the name of love. He promised you marriage, maybe, but that cannot be punished by law. At this point, a lot of damage have been done, but I believe it's never too late. to start making amends. Talk to the right people and start making better choices. And you never know. He's a forgiving God, but you have to come to Him with a repentant heart. Anyway, that brings me to the conclusion of this video. I just wanted to bring these updates to you guys. And thank you for watching once again. And if you haven't liked, please like this video. Drop your comment down below so we can continue to deliberate. Consider giving us a subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help me out. And until next time, may God bless you. Bye.